Hey, well, World Entertainment, and has Marvel found its Cyclops? Well, according to Deadline, yes. Now, this is very much in line with the Emma Frost casting in terms of Deadline and other outlets are reporting that they've been cast, but Marvel and Disney themselves have not officially confirmed any of this, so it's very interesting and strange the way they're doing this, if it's true. So, you can see here, Kit Connor is the choice for Cyclops in Marvel's X-Men. So, we'll have a quick look at this because, again, it even says in this article about the Emma Frost thing still not actually being confirmed by Marvel. So it says Marvel has its team captain. Kit Connor is the studio's choice to play Cyclops in the X-Men, per a new Deadline exclusive. Less than a week after Samara Weaving landed Emma Frost, Marvel and Connor's reps could not be reached for comment, so file this as trade reporting rather than an announcement. But Deadline is 2 for 2 on this casting cycle, and nobody has knocked down the Frost report. So them saying that nobody has knocked down the Frost report is that Marvel have not come out and said, no, we haven't cast her. Yet they haven't actually come out and said, yes, we have cast her. So it's very unusual. What exactly is happening? Like, is she cast? Isn't she cast? Is this guy cast? Or isn't he cast? So I don't know. It really is strange. So the process mirrors the Frost search, saying, now this one's actually interesting what it says here. So director Jack Schaefer and Kevin Feige met with candidates for months. A small group tested after the 4th of July holiday, and after what Deadline describes as a lot of back and forth, Marvel landed on Connor last week. Now, why that's interesting is because the report from the Samara Weaving casting, if it's actually true, is that they same process right after the 4th of July they met with people, but according to the report they instantly went, she's Emma Frost. There was no back and forth, it was just, she's Emma Frost. It's interesting that for this guy they went back and forth about him, so okay, very interesting that part. So, the score sheet, now this is interesting. It says, our X-Men reboot casting rumor tracker logged 4 names for Cyclops. Harris Dickinson as Jeff Snyder's longtime frontrunner, plus Patrick Schwarzenegger, Cooper Hoffman, and Nicholas Alexander Chavez. Kit Connor appeared on none of the lists. Neither did Samara Weaving for Emma Frost, where the loudest trade was a Sydney Sweeney post with 2.2 million views. So, on the 2 casting searches Deadline has now reported, the winner came from completely outside the rumour economy both times. So, all the rumours that have been doing the rounds on everyone's end of things, like this website's end of things, Jeff Snyder's end of things, all of this stuff, none of it ended up being the case. There's bloody cat hairs again all over me. So, like, you saw there the list of Zack Snyder saying, oh, pretty sure it's going to be this guy. And all of a sudden, a name that wasn't attached gets the casting, supposedly. Okay, very interesting. So, it's saying Dickinson was the single longest running, most confident rumour of the entire cycle, and it did not happen. Whether any tracker name resurfaces in a different role is an open question, but the Cyclops specific chatter is dead. Or is it? In fairness, the Scoopers did land one, Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, as was a tracker fixture for months, and it paid off exactly the way the theory said it would, with Sink revealed as Jean in Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's all BS as well. Gary from Nerdrotic and Chris Gore were the first ones to came out and said, oh yeah, by the way, Sadie Sink plays Jean Grey in this movie. And that was almost a year ago. Then other people started jumping on the bandwagon very, very late into the game. Practically a month or so before this movie was to drop. So, yeah, this whole thing of, oh, you know, the Scoopers did get the... No, they didn't. I'm assuming this is that. Oh no, that says Kit Connor. I thought this was the Dickinson dude. That's a weird image. Seems to be this guy's actual Instagram, maybe Twitter. Is he just like wearing a cape? Weird. So, Cyclops is the leadership role. Scott Summers debuted in 1963's The X-Men #1 from Stan Lee and Jack Kirby and has anchored the team ever since. The field captain whose optic blasts stay in check behind the visor. Marvel just handed the role to a 22-year-old. What age is Sadie Sink? Isn't she only like around 24 or something? I'm not sure what age she is. So that is Kevin Feige's youth reset showing up in an actual decision instead of talking point. You do not cast the captain at 22 unless you are building a team meant to grow across a decade of movies. However, it says here Samara Weaving is 34. Okay. Yes. So it's just really strange that, like, these announcements are happening through Deadline and stuff like that, but there's no actual confirmation from Marvel themselves to confirm, oh yeah, these are accurate. Yeah, we have definitely 8 days to D23. Count the mutants. Sadie Sink's Jean Grey is on screen right now, with Feige confirming Brand New Day leads directly into X-Men. Which, how? That's so stupid for him to say when it comes before 2 other movies. So, shut up, Kevin Feige. Emma Frost was reported last week, Cyclops today. So, okay. What they're expecting, and the reason they're saying this, is because they're fully expecting Feige and stuff to turn around and make big X-Men and the future of Marvel announcements at D23. They're not going to do that. And the reason they're not going to do that is this right here. It's because the 20th Century Fox X-Men is still in play in both Doomsday and Secret Wars. So you don't want to kind of start confusing people by having X-Men on the screen already and then start announcing X-Men, because a lot of the normies particularly will be kind of going, what do you mean you're announcing the X-Men Cyclops? It's right there, look. So they're probably not going to announce anything for that. They might say what the future looks like, you know, they kind of do a roadmap, but I don't think they're going to announce casting and stuff for X-Men. Could be wrong, but I wouldn't hold my breath for them to actually do that. But yeah, this guy, I think this is that movie, Warfare. It's a good movie actually if you haven't seen it. Is it on Amazon? I think it's on Amazon. It's definitely, or is it? No, it's definitely Amazon, I think. So that's a good movie. I have to be honest with you, I don't quite remember him in it. Like, it's hard to remember a lot of the people because they're all dressed like this, and then when crap goes down, they're all covered in dust and blood and stuff. So it's kind of hard to tell them apart, really. But can't remember whether he lives or dies. But it's not a bad choice, I suppose, for Cyclops. You know, it's like at this stage, the bigger question is, does anyone really care? You know, Doomsday and Secret Wars will be a test, but after that, it's going to be interesting to see if really if anybody sticks around, because I've already seen messages and people saying in other like trailers for Doomsday and stuff talking about like, yeah, after this I'm done with Marvel. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see. But what do you think of this casting choice? Should it actually be true? Hit both him and Samara Weaving. Do let me know what you think of this, and do you think it's weird as well that Marvel haven't actually announced this? Let us know what you think. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe, hit that hype button, do all that good stuff. Cheers, and I catch you in the next one.